Good morning. Don't you look swell today? Actually, swollen. So have some. There's a fresh pot on the table. Seriously, you look like hell. Your hair is sticking straight up like a... Oh, it always does that. Never mind.
Ha ha.
Did you dream about the fire and the hang guy and that lion thing last night?
Leopard, not lion. Did you get anything on Malia Getty?
Well, I did get her address, but you're a little out of your league here, big fella. The Gettys own 3 local hospitals, just to name a few of their assets. They run in very high circles.
Did you get an address?
I got the address. I suppose this has nothing to do with the fact that Malia Getty is incredibly gorgeous. I should have known you wouldn't go for a rich, ugly socialite.
And that address is...
Hey! Far be it from me to postpone your total humiliation. It's 557 West England. That's the Garden District, Estate City.
That's all I wanted to know. And yes, my dear, Malia Getty is the most dangerous-looking diversion I've ever seen. Ouch!
Oy, men.
Okay. Hello, Frenzy. My name is katesharkblr, and welcome back to Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. So we are on day 2. I did some research. There are 10 days total, so I'm going to try to keep each episode for each day. So from there on out, we should only have day 2, day 3, day 4. So we'll go from there. That being said, let's go ahead and get started here.
The cash register is silent. As usual.
And just FYI, it is storming here right now, so you might hear rain or thunder. That's all that is.
Wishful thinking. It's certainly lighting up, but rather useless, as Gabriel well knows. Gabriel looks at the cash register, checking for cobwebs.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. None right now.
Three snakes in a skull. Gabriel's father painted it.
What a wacky, offbeat kind of guy Daddy was.
Did it. Okay,
Gabriel would love to move his cash register to Nordstrom's. Today's newspaper is on the counter.
alright then. Alright, calm down. So, let's see. Let's have a look.
Times Picayune, dated June 1993. A front-page article describes the most recent of the voodoo murders. Gabriel scans it but learns nothing new. The article reiterates that the voodoo aspect of the crimes is fake. Gabriel shivers. It looked real enough to him. Elsewhere, there's an article about the history of Jackson Square, called La Plaza d'Armas. Under French rule, it was used for executions, firing squads, hanging, even impalement and breaking on the wheel. Yikes! Of course, these days it's mostly a hangout for tourists, street musicians and local artists. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Chances of a dark star rising on this day. Do not trust your instinct.
I feel a dark star rising, all right.
Okay, I'm curious what that noise does, if anything.
This is the last page of it.
Yeah. Okay, does that mean I get like a new... Let's turn that down a bit. What's my inventory? I don't think I have anything new. Although, let me talk to her real quick.
There's no one in that part of the shop to...
I can talk to Grace, which is my sister's name.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Ah, fuck it.
I can't...
Okay.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes.
Doing a family tree, Gabriel?
Very funny. I mean real snakes.
I used to have glasses like that.
Scaly,
Way back in the day.
cold-blooded. I would have thought you'd find them empathetic.
Mm-hmm. I know very little about reptiles of any kind and prefer to keep it that way. I think there's a book on snakes around here somewhere, though.
Okay, thanks.
Huh.
There's no one in that part of the shop to talk to.
Yeah.
Under the
Snakes.
window are reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others. Gabriel borrows them often when he's writing.
Another reason I was interested in this is because Gabriel is a writer in New Orleans, and I am also a writer. You know, if you check out the description box below, you'll see things from my books, and there's always a little bit about them on the end card at the end of the video, too, if you're interested. But I do have a book. Sorry, I know this is distracting, but yeah, I do have a book coming that I'm currently in the process of that takes place primarily in New Orleans, so it all comes together. Okay, I'm sorry.
The chandelier is original. All right. He can't afford to replace it. St. George Books could use some serious renovation, but Gabriel likes to think that the place has character.
I mean, an old bookstore. If you are in New Orleans, and go to Pirate Alley, it's in the French Quarter, and you can visit the Ernest Hemingway, I'm wrong, pardon me, William Faulkner house. And it's a bookshop now. It's where William Faulkner used to live, or one of his houses. I'm actually a descendant of William Faulkner, a distant relative, according to my family. So, fun little factoid.
Under the window are reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books.
So, okay. Is there a French one?
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Himmel means heaven. Uh-huh.
Despite having a German last name, I know very little German, but wasn't this in German?
Gabriel doesn't need to share that letter. Gabriel doesn't. The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter, whoever that is. The letter is a one.
Wait. I did something.
The letter is addressed to mein Sohn Heinz and signed Wilhelm Ritter. One of the recurring words strewn throughout the letter is the word Schattenjäger. The only thing that Gabriel can decipher about the letter is a sense of urgency in the handwriting and in the heavy use of quill-tip bold strokes and underlining.
Oh shit, that's not what I wanted.
This is the first page of inventory.
Blah blah blah. Doesn't matter.
Gabriel leaves through a German-English...
I don't need that. Okay, so we read the newspaper. There's gotta be something that like tells me what I should be doing, yeah? Let's see something here. The read icon allows you to read printed materials. Click on the read icon, then click read icon on an inventory item that you think might be readable. Okay. Open icon. Okay. Look. Ah, okay, so there we go.
The police file contains partial patterns from the first 6 voodoo murders. The back of the photo has the following written on it. Schloss Ritter, 1925. The murder photo has nothing written on it. The photo of Mosley reads, "Cop nerd," to Gabriel's eyes. Images haunt the page.
Yeah, we know that. Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Can I read this? Nothing. Okay, play. So I guess we'll leave.
I've got some things I need to do.
Don't hurry back on my account.
I love they got Leah Remini for this. And this is 93, so she had to be fairly young. How old is Leah Remini? I don't know off the top of my head. This is back still when she was big in Scientology, so I'm surprised they would want her to do something like this. Let's see. She was born in 1970, so she was 23. So she was, yeah, very much a kid. That's insane to me. Okay, I guess we'll go talk to, what's his face? Hello? Oh, okay, he's watching.
Gabriel cannot open or close that.
Bikini. Oh, don't mind me, just messing with the thermostat.
The gauge is fixed in place. Why do that with the electrician's tools? It looks a bit heavy. The electrician has left his tools behind. He must plan on returning.
Okay, so we're not gonna mess with his tools. Because that's not cool. Heyo.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, what is it, you wanker?
I can't believe that's Mark Hamill.
Whew, it's hot in here. Dang, the air conditioning must be on the blink. Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
Okay, can we talk to him?
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
What is
Have
this?
you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
No. Ha! Is that anything like a Chuck Yeager?
I don't think there's any relation. How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee? Should that surprise you? Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict. It's just that what we got here hardly qualifies.
So, I'm desperate.
It's your stomach. I'll get you some when we're done talking.
That long?
All right, I'll go now.
Okay.
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
Touch. Proceeds to touch everything. Okay, yeah. Let's see here. Let's go over to here. Can we...
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hurry.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
Thanks. Tons. I mean it.
Okay. Oh, no, that doesn't do shit. Okay, so let's see something here.
Gabriel would prefer to touch as little of Mosley's stuff as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
The suit
I guess we're done. I still can't believe that's Tim Curry and that's Mark Hamill. That's insane to me. Okay, so let's see. Wait, is that... Oh, the Getty Estate. We should go see that, because we haven't been there yet, eh? Oh, they said she was by the Garden District. The Garden District's where, like, a lot of the rich people live. So you'll see a bunch of big houses. It's really pretty there.
Gabriel can't get inside unless he's invited.
Is he a fucking vampire?
This door's pretty solid.
Oh, can we... Oh, it's a door knocker.
The knocker is firmly attached to the front door.
Can you use it? See, this is what's annoying.
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you. I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
Oh, wait. I got it.
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business.
Police?
Really? Interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty. Miss Getty will see you. Right this way.
Bling,
Miss
bling,
Getty
bling,
will be
bong.
down shortly.
Now, I've never been in any houses in the Garden District. I just stayed at a hotel in the Garden District. By the way, if you ever get to go, definitely recommend, what's it called? The Creole Garden Bed and Breakfast. Very nice. They have such great food there.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Okay, let's talk to you.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Getty?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective? It's rather silly, isn't it?
There's nothing silly about the voodoo murders.
Oh, but that voodoo is faked. That's what I've read in the papers.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced?
No, frankly, I'm not. The police department isn't known for its imagination.
Oh, well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake, and I do spend quite a bit of time out there.
I've never been to the lake part.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting. I don't think I've ever seen a color quite like that. Brownish gold. It's so deep and rich. Man, if I could bottle that, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant to your case.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Getty.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job. I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Getty.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Fair.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out.
Yes, ma'am.
Robert,
Jesus.
show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
That sounds
Thank you
like
very much.
I had a lovely time.
Okay.
Shit.
shit. Okay, to be fair, you deserve that one. Okay, so let's go back to the French Quarter. We'll go back to the cemetery. Not the
Please
cemetery.
select a destination.
I picked it. Get off my dick. Okay, so there's a few places we have to look.
Hello.
The excitement of seeing you is killing.
Okay, she's not interested. So let's do this, because I didn't try that. I didn't even think to use the open mechanism, because I think
Gabriel opens the cash register to examine the take. Or, in the case of St. George books, the mistake.
What is this?
The gift certificate doesn't do that.
Can I take the gift certificate?
I trust you can live without this old gift certificate.
Knock yourself out.
Okay. Okay, so there's something...
The top shelf contains a set of German books that once belonged to Gabriel's grandfather. Gabriel selects a volume of German poetry that he always found strangely compelling.
Drei Drachen. Drei Drachen kriechen in meinen Schlaf. Die Ziele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
That's nice. Kinda creepy, though. Who's the author?
Heinz Ritter. I'm not sure what it says, but I get the feeling the guy was one sick puppy.
Wasn't that letter from Heinz Richter? Or, hold on.
The letter is addressed to Heinz Ritter.
Or Ritter, should I say. Let's,
The chandelier is original. That shelf holds used copies of the Dime Strife series, secrets of unsolved ancient UFO mysteries and such. That shelf holds used copies of the Dime Strife series. That shelf contains historical references, biographies of kings and queens, that sort of thing. That shelf contains historical references. The top shelf contains books on animals, including snakes and other reptiles.
There we go, there we go. She's got the blood of reptile.
Putting the scales there wouldn't help.
But
Gabriel pulls down a book on snakes.
Snakes are legless reptiles.
I know what they are.
Some snakes kill their prey with poison, some by constriction. A snake smells by tasting the air with its forked tongue. The smells are passed back to a sense organ in the mouth. Constrictor snakes, however, sense their prey by vibration.
Did you know that medieval legends about dragons and giant worms are actually based on snakes? You know, dragons, devils, sea monsters, well, they've always been associated with snakes.
Grace, get alive.
although there are reptiles that don't have legs that are not snakes, which I saw on TikTok the other day and nearly had a stroke. So hang on a minute.
That item cannot be read. That item cannot be read.
Okay. Well,
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain. The $20 gift certificate for St. George's looks pitifully new and unused.
so
Gabriel cannot take that.
I'm not trying to take it. I'm trying to go, so to speak. So
I'll be back later.
Don't hurry back on my account.
got it, girlfriend. Okay, so hold on. I know Grandma. At one point, we're supposed to ask Grandma about the Hans Ritter. What's up, Grandma? Maybe she'll actually have something about him this
Gabriel,
time.
my love. How nice to see you.
Hi, Grandma.
Nice to see you too, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
I'm with Grace. Like, why are you wearing that trench coat in June in New Orleans? That's...
You're looking well, Gran.
Thanks, dear.
This is very Kathy Rain. I know I mentioned that in one
Can
of
we
the
talk,
previous
Gran?
episodes.
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
There we go.
Do you know anyone named Heinz Ritter?
Heinz.
Hans Ritter. Oh, Gabriel. Where did you hear that name?
I found a letter in Granddaddy's clock.
I promised I'd never tell you or your father. But I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Tell me, Gran.
Your granddad's name was Heinz Ritter before he came to America. He changed it to Harrison Knight legally when he arrived.
So,
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Schottenjäger? Schottenjäger? How odd, Gabriel.
so we're German.
I haven't heard that word in
I mean, I
years.
am, but
My goodness, you've given me a chill. Oh, Granddad used to say that sometimes in his sleep.
Really? Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not. I asked him about it once. I don't think he answered me. Odd.
Thanks, Gran.
which is weird because my family is German, given my last name. But from what my father's told me, is that we're Amish, if anything. And it's also funny, she talks about this, is like apparently when my dad would call his grandma, my great-grandmother, she'd always be, oh my goodness, you know, because he sounds just like his grandfather, which to me, he sounds just like my grandpa, which is their son. So I think it's just crazy to me. that kind of stuff. Anyway.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Okay, so we have that. Let's go back here. Let's go... I think we're supposed to go here. Wait. Oh, I didn't want to go to here.
There is not.
Shush. Yeah, let's just walk out because I don't want to be here. There's nothing in here. At least he's moving kind of quick. Okay. Oh, look, a painter. I do love when you go... The great thing about Jackson Square is there is a ton of like artists and stuff out there, and you can see some really cool painters. I don't have one of my paintings out here, which is interesting. Actually, I do. I actually have a painting. It was just off Jackson Square, and I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but he did a painting of a rougarou. Oh, tap dancers are everywhere. Usually along Bourbon Street, and the sad thing is a lot of them are kids. You know.
You mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, I mind, all right.
Why?
Because A, I don't know anything, and B, I'm busy.
Oh,
Fair enough. Hold on a minute. I've got something.
I have this gift certificate.
I'm busy.
It's good for $20 at St. George's Books, finest bookstore in New Orleans.
Really? I'll have to check it out sometime.
You could take this gift certificate with you, if you'll give me a lucky dog.
A lucky dog for a $20 gift certificate? Well, sure. Here you go.
And the last time I was in New Orleans, there was a hot dog stand in Jackson Square. I don't remember what it was called to save my bloody life, but... Okay. I'm not sure. Okay, hang on a minute. Do you have a hot dog milk?
This
Yes.
is the last page of
Okay, yeah, I know.
a small boy is tap dancing enthusiastically for a lucky dog vendor. The vendor ignores him. This is
Them poor kids probably.
You wouldn't like a lucky dog by any chance.
Would I?
What's sad is you see a lot of little kids,
Thanks, mister.
like
Got
young,
any special requests? Let me know.
a lot of young kids tapping and stuff like that throughout them trying to earn money. And it's very sad. It's really weird when you see kids walking along Bourbon Street, because that is a place children probably shouldn't be.
Hey, come back here.
Oh. Okay, pick it up, Gabriel. Let's go then, eh? Okay, sometimes he moves real quick and sometimes he moves real slow, and I don't know if that's like a glitch in the system. Go on then. I hit that button too fast.
How's it going?
Well, life sucks. I just lost 2 days worth of work.
What you working on now?
Just starting another drawing of the cathedral.
Lucky you, I can probably get that kid. Any requests, eh? Oh, come on, then.
Interrogating the little boy wouldn't be very useful.
Okay, I don't want to interrogate him. I just want to ask him if we'll get that picture. Because he's
Yeah. You got one?
everyone
Can you
plays.
fit through the bars around the statue?
Can I? Just watch me.
Good. There's something in there I can't quite reach. Come on. Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go. Yep. See ya.
Bye, bud. Thanks, kiddo. Okay. Look, bud, I've got...
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing. How'd you get it?
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze, but I hate to see you lose your work. I lost my only copy of a manuscript once.
Well, you saved my butt. Let me know if I can ever do the same for you, huh?
Okay, so something tells... Ooh, wait a minute. Can I get him...
Say, do you think there's anything you can do with this pattern?
What do you need?
Is there any way you can reconstruct the whole pattern from this partial?
Pattern is probably circular, and there's some repetition in the elements. What is this from, anyway?
You'd never believe me.
Okie dokie. Well, I might be able to reconstruct the pattern if I had more data, but this is just one small area of it. If you could get me any more of these, it would help.
I'll see what I can do.
So hang on.
I have some more of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah, these are great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Okay. So, I don't know. Ah, shit, I gotta get out. Wish there was like just an easier way to get out of. Okay, that kid from the tap thing. Okie dokie, so Voodoo Museum and Dauphine Streets. Dixie Voodoo Museum, or at the Voodoo Museum, so I can talk to him today.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello?
I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that. Could I ask you some questions?
That is why I am here.
Okie dokie. So...
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
Historical.
Tell me about historical voodoo. Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, Voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade, but African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves, but the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively.
The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather.
On Sunday.
The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves.
Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans.
Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
What happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou Saint John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses.
Yep.
But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Where's she at?
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaus, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire. When the Widow Paris began to practice, there were many voodooans in the city. By 1830, she was voodoo queen of all New Orleans.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Widow Paris was a hairdresser for rich Creole ladies. She also paid household servants to spy for her. Between the two, she knew everything about everyone who mattered in New Orleans. She was not above using her information to appear psychic, to intimidate, or even to blackmail.
You sound as though you admire her.
Who doesn't?
For a black woman in the mid-1800s to gain power is an incredible thing, Mr. Knight.
Exactly.
However, she achieved it.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She kept a dead snake, danced with it too, held traditional voodoo ceremonies out by the lake. She took herself seriously.
As she should have.
Seriously. but she was not above selling tickets for her events to curiosity seekers.
Again, smart.
She was not above using voodoo any way she could to make money. That is for certain. But if she had been in another line of work, in another age, that would have been interpreted as entrepreneurial genius rather than a sign of fraudulence.
Hey, you don't need to convince me. I admire anyone that can actually make a living. Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
It was Marie Laveau who defined the voodoo that is truly and uniquely the voodoo of New Orleans. She invented hundreds, if not thousands of spells, potions, charms, and incantations. These form the basis of the modern practice, not to mention the folk tradition of voodoo.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Her daughter, Marie Glapion, took over when the widow Paris got old. Most people thought it was the same Marie Laveau. Both Maries encouraged that point of view. The widow Paris died in 1881. Marie Glapion had been reigning a long time by then. After the death of the widow Paris, other voodoo queens surfaced, and by 1890, the cult was fragmented again. Marie Glapion just sort of faded away.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery number 1.
Seen it.
It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Not anymore. Not anymore, it's not. Nowadays you have to go with a tour guide or else you're not getting in. Because people fuck that. So, and yeah, there's been so many vandalisms and stuff over the years, you can't go in there now without a tour guide, which is sad because I've been in there before when you could just go and roam around, and then I've been in there. That was before Katrina, and then after Katrina you can't. But yeah, you can't go in there on your own anymore.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree.
Gree-gree.
That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo, and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooians in New Orleans. They often do business selling gree-gree, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooian. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magentia Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her.
I know right where
and
that's
tell her
at.
you might stop by.
Great, thanks.
There's no one there to interrogate. The doorway is already open.
All right, we'll go then. Okay. Would my wife
Thanks a
and I...
lot. Bye now.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
When my wife and I went there the first time, my wife actually left something at Marie Laveau's Moonbeam residence. I feel Let's go back to the cemetery. There's Marie Laveau. Oh my god, Remington. You scared the shit out of me.
Could I have a minute of your time?
Yeah? What can I do for you?
What can I
Mind
do
if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Okay, let's see here.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Yeah, she's right there.
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodoo and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leaving offerings. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from the Voodoo Museum, he's here at least once today. But Marie Laveau's tomb ain't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
If you go, and I mentioned this in a previous episode, and you see Nick Cage's pyramid, he's not even in it yet, obviously he's still alive. You'll see kiss marks all over it, like lipstick prints, his fans have left it there.
You said there were other marked tombs?
Yep. I seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and corn green, animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning.
Gotcha.
And this at one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
I want a copy of these strange marks.
It's a piece of brick.
Okay. So I guess we will just be on our merry way. Okay, so we'll go over to the Moonbeam residence.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait? Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me.
I was about to say.
You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Let's see.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
I can't...
Very well.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite
Thanks.
deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens
to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait, Monsieur Knight.
I hate it.
No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
So I'm thinking that noise is because it's like 375 you need. Ugh, I hate everything about it. Please don't. Please stop. Poor Grimwald. Grimwald. We got snakes.
Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied.
Thank you, I guess. I hate snakes.
They are truly inspiring, isn't it?
I guess.
That's certainly one word for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like 342.89, so I think you have to get all those. So I think every time you hit something that hits that note.
This is the last page of inventory.
I don't like that at all.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Certainly.
Do you have any idea what caprice en coeur means?
No. No, I don't.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Oh, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
Let's see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight, bring... then there's more nonsense. F-W-E-T-K-A-S-H. Well, that last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? It doesn't make much sense.
That's okay, thanks. DJ, conclave, K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Okay, so hold on a second. Let's do this and...
Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magenta Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
But they never look the same. They always look like that after they've been shed.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Open your mind and heart, and the way will be clear to you.
I'll give it my best shot. Hello.
Oh my.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Cousin. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep note bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? You're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too, and you're gonna whip any old no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none neither, now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Okay.
The sign say, Special Saint Jean Eve, Lagnappe, free bottle lover come back to me Isle, or master gambling oil, with every purchase over $50.
Lagniappe. My French is lousy, but everyone in New Orleans knows what that means. A little something extra.
Okay.
Mr. Knight.
My... Dr. John tells me you're a voodoo practitioner of some kind.
Yes, I am a voodoo priestess.
Could I ask you if you...
Of
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve.
I don't know anything about St. John's
Most of our
Eve.
voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild, and they wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know, Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the Lake Pontchartrain.
Cool.
Tell me about...
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They are too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
Okay. So I think we will leave. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
These controls are a little too...
The only vice is the absence of love.
I've heard that. By now.
A little too... Like you have to hit them with just the right control or whatever it is with the right thing.
Hello, beautiful. It's me.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat outside in June. I could smell you from here.
I do love they got Leah Remini. She's got such a precise voice. A recognizable voice, should I say.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Okay,
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. None right now.
Okay.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend, Malia Getty, was?
Grace, Cazeneuve's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. It's time to close shop.
Okay,
So it is. Have a nice night.
You too. See you tomorrow.
So that's day 2. Alright, so we will leave that there for the time being. So, and then we will come again with day 3. So in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to jump down that like button if you did like it. Leave a comment down below with any other game suggestions or video ideas that you'd like to see from me. Share this channel with your friends. And subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already to see other videos that I've done. I will see you all for the next one.